the Heart series, some subjects and some things that are just going on. Well, gracious greetings, St. Stephen family and guests. Welcome to another edition of Living Water for Thirsty Thursday. We've been talking about From the Heart series, and we've talked about obedience, and we've talked about compassion. And today we want to continue that discussion talking about character. But we want to speak to it from a different angle. We want to speak to it from the angle of the word name. You probably already noticed that we're not in the church. We're not even in California. We're in the state of Louisiana, in the city of New Orleans, or as some would say, Nolans. And you've probably already noticed here the Creole House, a restaurant behind us, and we are on Canal Street. And as many of you may know, Canal Street, it runs on down. You can probably see there in the corner, and it dumps into the street, dumps right in, or it stops right at the Mississippi River. And you know, the Mississippi River, it snakes on through and then eventually dumps on into the Gulf of Mexico, in essence, on into the ocean. But Canal Street being associated with canals, and canals are flowing right on down into the ocean. But with that being said, and going back to names, and names being connected with character, I'm sure you've heard before someone say or ask the question, does character count? Or they just simply state that character counts. But what about in the Bible? Does the Bible in any way allude to character and how our character should be? Well, there's a text I want to bring out that speaks about names, and I'm sure you've heard this before in Proverbs 22:1, and it simply says, "A good name is rather to be chosen than great riches, and loving favor rather than silver and gold." And if you hear what's being said there, literally, it is more preferential for an individual to have a name that is worthy of who they are and how they are than to have money or to have any other riches that you could possibly possess. That's saying a lot, since a lot of people would prefer to have riches and money and all those things over a good name. I know some of you've probably heard your family members tell you, all I can give you is our name, and it's a good name, so don't go out there and ruin it. Well, yeah, I think that speaks volumes to how we should conduct ourselves and what is our character portraying, and what type of honor do we have within ourselves. Well, if the Bible says our name is more important than our wallet or our bank account or our network or even, of course, our net worth, of course, it means we should spend a little bit more time thinking about how we conduct ourselves and how we carry ourselves with those that are around us. And so names say different things. When people think New Orleans and they think Canal Street or Bourbon Street, those names kind of incite some thoughts. And so the question that we will develop more next week is when someone says your name, or when someone reads about your name, what kind of thoughts come to mind? Are they biblical thoughts? Are they moral or immoral thoughts? Are they healthy or unhealthy thoughts? And we're going to look at Romans, that 5th chapter, next week. We won't go into it today, and it will kind of talk to us and help us to learn what it takes to build a healthy character if we don't have it, or build a good name. That is what we want. Because here is a fact. Everything going on Bourbon Street, everything going on in New Orleans, everything going on in certain other names that you heard is not always negative. And so we want to make sure that your name says what you and what God really designed it to say. Continue to make God proud in all you say, think,